do hear yourself, right?
No, not really.
Now you
Do I want to hear myself?
Yeah.
Oh.
You want to hear yourself because it makes for a very nice, intimate conversation with us.
Oh, because then we can really lower our voice. And
That's
I'm
what I'm
getting over
talking about.
being sick, so I have like a smoky voice.
Wait, are you sick?
I had laryngitis.
You come to this podcast being sick.
No, we can talk about that too.
We can talk about it however you want. Matter of fact, we're in it now, so start talking.
Oh, great. Awesome. Hi.
Now, hi. This is it feels like 7 years because it's been 7 years.
Has it really?
Yeah, it's been 7 years. As a matter of fact, it's been 7 years, 2017 to 2024, which is freaking amazing.
Oh my God.
7 years, not four, not three,
so
7.
2017 was the last time we got together.
2017. I wish I could remember who our last guest was.
Yeah, because I don't remember.
But I do want to say we've had some great guests in the past, and I miss them all. We used to do the show, as you know, from Danford's. And didn't we do it somewhere before? We did the Village Center as well.
Village Center, Danford's, Margot's office.
Margot's office was we should tell this story. Margot's office was the very, first of all, hello, Margot. Margot's office is the very first podcast we did, and it was a true podcast. There was no video.
Correct. Yes.
But you'll have to remind me, there was subject matter there that was related to like some kind of crazy murder that happened. It was a very big case.
Yeah, we talked about a rape case actually that
Right.
was involved with two students. Well, actually, I don't know if the female was a student of Stanford University, but he was a student of Stanford
That's
University.
what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And it was polarizing, that case.
Yes, so it made for some
Right.
good content.
Yes, it did.
It made for some good content,
It did.
and then what happened? We had a three-way. This is how you and I were born, because we had this,
Right.
and then Margot retired, and of course
Correct.
at that time she was mayor. She had a lot
Right.
on her plate.
She had a lot on her plate.
She had a lot on her plate. We got it, and then I said, hey, Karen, do you want to continue? And you said, yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
And the rest was history. Now, is it true that you still have friends saying, "Come on, where did Kevin and Karen go?"
And that was 5 years we did that together.
No.
No? It wasn't?
No, it wasn't 5. It was
4? 3 or 4 years?
It was a couple of seasons. Let's put it that way. We'll call it seasons.
I would say, okay, all right, seasons, whatever.
But it was fun at that time. At that time, I kind of remember. I really remember getting to Danford's very early and bringing a sound system in. It was crazy.
Yeah, you had a lot of equipment.
Yeah.
Because we would get there like an hour before to set up, because I would help you set up.
Yeah, you're right.
So I was on the rigging crew.
Then we had like an outside. Well, everything's gotten miniature now. Everything's gotten better. So that's really good. So wow. So lots has changed.
Yes.
Lots has changed.
Yes, a lot has gone on since 2017, to say the least.
Everything.
But
I didn't even know where we would start.
I know it's a lot, but I know, and you and I have stayed in touch, so it's nice, because I know you've had kids get married, you've had your children have children, you have grandchildren now, so I know that's a huge part of your life. I
just had my grandchild over yesterday, and I am legitimately going through, like, I'm freaking out.
Why?
In a good way.
Oh, okay.
Because my grandchild is now walking, and like, we're on the playground yesterday. So what's happening for me, and I've said this on the air. My relationship with my grandfather was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Really great childhood. With my grandfather, so now I'm instantly living a life of where it's just the weirdest feeling, because I feel like I'm
your grandfather.
My well, yeah,
but
and I'm doing the same silly things
that he used to
do and to give love ultimately, but also get attention and give attention. It's like completely insane. But there was a little bit of a melancholy feeling I had too, because listen, we're getting up there.
Yeah,
I'll speak for myself.
Well,
I'm by no means old.
Yeah, no,
but
don't put me in that
it's
category.
That's what I said. I'll speak for myself. But absolute blessing. All 4 children are now out of the house. That's the other big change.
Nice.
Downsizing is in place for my wife and I.
Yep.
And all 4 are doing miraculously good.
Awesome.
So that's
awesome.
great. And
awesome.
No major other things. Yeah, well, I had a health thing going on. I won't go into detail. That's awesome.
Under control.
Done. Beautiful. Yep.
Check
done.
it off the list.
Check it off the list. So that's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, did some great travel this last year. Got to Sedona. Talk about spirituality, which is your business. We'll get into that in a little bit. But that was really cleansing and awesome.
Yep.
So that was really
I've never
cool.
been to Arizona.
A lot of people say that. A lot of people don't even know, like, the Sedona thing.
That's on the list.
Yeah, but it's got, you know about it? It's got some spiritual vortex qualities to it and things like that. And we felt it. So it was great.
Yep. That's cool.
Yeah, so it was
I like
good.
that.
Yeah, and how about yourself? You're a Port Jeff resident.
Yeah, I'm still a Port Jeff resident, over 30 years, still in the same house. Yeah, it's funny when you said the last time we were together was 2017, and I'm like, wow, I was only 49. So
you were in your 40s.
Yeah, so
you were a young chick.
I was a young chick, so yeah. So 56, my health is good. My husband's good. My son is good. His health is stable. As most of the world, especially in the Port Jeff area, knows, Connor went through massive issues with Lyme disease, and that's now really been rectified and under control.
In the rearview mirror. Good.
100%, and he just graduated from college with his associate's degree, and he's working towards his bachelor's that'll start in January in criminal justice, and he wants to do something with our government, which God bless him. Yeah, seriously, I know. And and actually, when I need a voice of leveling reason, I talk to him. Actually, I have never seen a young man more level-headed in my entire life. So I take all the credit for that.
That's a Phil thing.
I take all the credit for that. So, no, you know what I love about my son Connor is that, 100%, he's got a lot of Phil, because Phil is very aware of everything going on in the world and in business and career and all of that and family. So he's got that situational awareness and critical thinking that I like to talk about. But then for me, he's got the loving, kind, spiritual, components of just being a good, solid human being. So I think Phil and I have done pretty darn good.
How old were you when you met Phil?
17.
I thought so.
Yeah. I've been with Phil
You guys are soulmates.
39 years. 31 years married, 39 years together.
You guys are soulmates.
It's a long...
Rocky Point? Why do I remember you going to this avenues in Rocky Point?
Oh, Jesus, we did. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, avenues in Rocky Point. Yeah.
Wow,
a
that's cool.
lot of hanging out there.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't grow up in Rocky Point.
No.
Yeah.
But you hung out there.
But I pretty much, you could say that I kind of grew up in Rocky Point.
Is he the same age as you?
He's a year older.
Okay.
He'll be 58.
You're exactly the same.
He'll be 58 in January,
Lisa
57 for me.
Yeah.
So let's see, what else is going on with me? Family's good. I just opened a new business. That's in April.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's a big thing.
Yep. So
you did it in April.
Yep, April of this year, 2024, we opened, which, we'll talk about that in a bit. You can probe me and ask me questions. But it's interesting because, a lot of women feel like, we're supposed to be like ramping down and going into a downturn with our professional careers. And I totally do not see that with most women that are in the 50 to 60 range. They might be switching careers and doing different things, or maybe they did retire from something that they were doing for a very long time, but now they're doing something else. So my coaching career, nutritional career, as you know, I used to work for Dr. Erica Urisitz. I left there in April of 2021, and then I actually started working for doctors remotely. So I was doing that for about a year or two, working for some incredible physicians out of Texas and all over the country, because then I worked for a coaching company for a bit, which they're incredible. The team that's running that company, named Viability, they're awesome. And then I just had this hankering and need to do more for my community. And, and obviously, COVID happened, before, we disbanded as the band broke up here. But I feel like I'm in a place of needing to bring my community back together. And that's a lot of what I want the store to be. Not just about me doing nutritional coaching, but I want people to come and hang out and learn and stop by and say hello.
That's the wonderful thing about a retail.
Correct.
Retail / learning center.
I have some local residents where, on the days that I'm open, they'll they'll be on their way to go get the newspaper and get coffee from locals, and they'll stop in and just say hello. Hey, what's going on? We chit chat, we catch up, current events, we talk and whatever, and then they're on their way.
And I'm so glad you're on East Main Street, because it's just got that nice aura.
I love East Main Street.
It's really sort of night and day between Main Street and East Main Street.
Yeah,
do you know that East Main Street used to be Main Street?
No, I did not.
We got Rob Larrabee coming on later. He's going to give us whatever we need in that info.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, I'm 56. I'm in menopause.
I give respect to a woman that tells her age, not 2 times.
Yeah.
You wear it. You just do it.
I do wear it.
You look fantastic.
Thank you. Because I think people need to embrace it. I think after going through COVID, all of us collectively and individually, that kicked our butts, man. I mean, we went through a lot mentally, emotionally, and physically. And I feel like if we've gone through that, why not be proud that we've lived to tell the tale? Listen, my father-in-law, Ed Sullivan, died from COVID. He passed away April of 2021, so he didn't make it.
Sorry about
so
that.
He's on, thank you. He's on that statistical level. So I feel like as human beings, I'm proud to be 56 and survive COVID, man. That was crazy back then. Crazy. And it's kind of very surreal for me, because I feel like it happened yesterday, and it was really 4 years ago when, the world went insane.
There was some nice moments or months there where
quiet.
Lisa said to me yesterday, this is so funny that this just happened yesterday. She made a 5,000-piece Beatles puzzle. So she spent weeks doing that. Never in a real life would you do that.
No. Who the hell's
Who's got
that
time?
kind of time?
So it was a nightly ritual to do that. And we have it hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
To remember.
Yes.
So things like that.
Correct.
Family got together. But wiping the groceries down, it's not a good look. It's not a good memory. And by the way, I don't know what's going on, and I don't want this to be this conversation, but I'm seeing a lot of masks. I don't know why.
What?
Just unnecessary wearing masks.
Oh, again?
Yeah.
Really?
People jogging with masks on. You shouldn't do that.
I'm sorry.
You know that.
No. And I remember, so it's funny, right? You talk about grocery shopping. So I remember Phil and I went to Wild by Nature.
Yeah.
And it was when we were allowed to go into the grocery store, or I don't know, not that we weren't allowed, but we had to go and get supplies and get groceries. And I remember walking in there, and I swear to God, it was out of a science fiction movie. We were triple, quadruple masks. I had gloves on. I don't know what the hell. Phil had, I don't know what kind of mask he had on. And we walk in there, and there was a guy with a respirator on his face. It was
bizarre.
It was very bizarre. And I remember, and I wear glasses, obviously. And I remember having my mask on, and anxiety was at DEFCON 5, because it was very anxiety ridden, that whole experience for all of us. And I remember trying to walk down the aisle and push the cart, and my glasses kept fogging up. And I was like a hot mess trying to navigate my way through the grocery store. And then the other thing that I distinctly remember is people wouldn't like no one would talk to anyone because we were all so afraid. And I remember just like catching your eyes, and we would like lock eyes, but we were just like, and then we would just keep pushing our carts through the store. It was so crazy.
Sort of like the dismantling of human relations.
It was the worst feeling ever. I totally never want to go back to feeling that way ever again.
Now we just have like buttons that are going to nuke us.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, that.
Right?
Yeah.
So we have that now.
Exactly.
You know, it's funny. I think when we were last together, we were on the precipice of the 2016 election.
Correct. Yes. Where was that?
We did it at Danford's. We did the nightly. We did that night. We did it. You know, we're taping this obviously, so we should let people know this is November 4th.
Yes.
The day before the election.
Correct.
But we had real time covered the election.
Yes. Yeah. And it was at Danford's.
God rest his soul. One of our peeps with us was Dom Famularo that night.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was crazy. So that was so that would have been 8 years at that point. That's strange. So I don't know where that falls into place. Anyway, a lot of good memories, a lot of great guests, a lot of good times.
I met some of the most amazing and interesting people that you knew, I knew, and I loved
Mike Del Judas before he got super famous.
100%.
Hello, Mike.
Oh my God! And do you remember? So we did that. That taping was outside on the Danford's dock, and so he starts playing guitar. And he picks Blackbird as the song.
Didn't you cry?
I was hysterical crying.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't even control myself. And when
you didn't ask for that?
No. Wow. No, I did not. And then I explained to him that was what we sang to my son every single night. Right. And played, like, in the car, like everywhere and anywhere to get him to calm down, to go to sleep. And I was like, dude, you're killing me right now.
He just played for the vets at the Paramount.
He did?
I mean, that's a piece of news. The Paramount just sold probably one of the most...
Did it?
Yeah, probably one of the most successful
I love the Paramount.
venues in the United States, for sure.
I love the Paramount.
So that sold. That means
it's going to stay,
Live
though,
Nation,
right?
Live Nation bought it. It's going to stay.
Dang, really?
Hopefully better acts. Hopefully not better prices, not more expensive prices.
No.
So that's interesting.
Please no.
I mean, just the things that have come to be that we knew nothing about. AI is huge now.
Yep.
What AI is doing.
I love AI.
Good.
Do you like it?
I embrace it. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's just faster output of what we already know. Yeah.
And on the medical side, like when you look at like radiology and stuff,
yeah, I heard that.
They're using AI. Like technology in addition to a radiologist viewing something, but now they're using AI.
Yeah,
it's incredible. It's great.
I'm all for it. AI making AI might be something that we can't even fathom yet, right? When it gets to the point where AI is programming AI, and which is programming AI, and it's very, very possible to do that. Probably something we can't even put our fingers on yet.
No.
So the reins being pulled in when and if that's necessary.
Right.
We'll see.
Did you see that movie with Julie Roberts called This Is Us?
No.
Oh, you need to see that.
What year?
I think it came out like maybe a year or two.
Oh, okay.
But it's about how like technology, like the internet and technology and everything like collapses and what happens. And there's like this scene in the movie where all the Tesla vehicles start driving themselves, and they're all on this highway, and they're all like piling up and crashing together, and they're not like no one's in them, and like
that's
that
kind of where
stuff.
I'm going with that. Yeah, that could happen.
And it was a really cool movie. It was really.
Are you shopping more on Amazon than ever? And I realize that's a loaded question.
Hell yeah, I am. Of course I am.
Yeah,
who's not?
It's amazing.
Yeah, listen, in my field of nutrition and medicine, and like we were just talking about this before we came on, I'm up against a couple of things as a practitioner, just making sure people are vetting things correctly, getting stuff sourced correctly. I get a little worked up about buying supplements, that way over the internet, and not that Amazon is incredible, but, they have multiple sources of where they're getting their products from. So you just got to do your due diligence. Right. Hell yeah.
But just regular life stuff, right?
Amazon
More than
trucks
ever,
at
right?
my house like every other day.
I know, it's incredible. incredible.
And you got I don't know.
We tried the Amazon Fresh store in Setauket.
Oh, yeah.
Bad. I'm telling
Not
everybody
good?
out there.
Not good?
Just really expensive.
Really?
Bottle of Clorox, $7.50. There was nothing special about the store.
Okay.
And I was so looking forward to something.
Did they have like healthy stuff there, like
I didn't-
produce? Like
it's
what?
a smaller
I need to go over
store,
there.
but you go there once, you're not going to
Okay.
find anything special about it. There was nothing special about it. It was
and
very,
that's
very
and that's
expensive.
where you put stuff in the cart, and then it does it charge you?
That might be a possibility.
Because there's no people there, right? Like there's only a couple
No, it was
people?
what I
it staffed?
experienced was just a regular personless checkout like you would get in Walmart or any
Okay.
other place.
All right.
The only difference is there was a slight discount, and then you see it on your Amazon account.
Yeah, I thought
But
for
there was
the
nothing
longest
beyond-
time they weren't going to open that.
They did take a year off.
in
Yeah.
Setauket.
Yeah.
But okay.
And they may close it soon. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
And I have I'm getting over laryngitis.
Yeah?
So if I sound kind of like smoky.
So I have something new for you,
Like,
and I think you
or
might
like
remember this. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Can't see them. That's what's great about them. I
have hearing
I have
aids?
hearing aids.
So
now.
do I.
Now, didn't I? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have double hearing aids. I got them too.
When did you get them?
I was 48 years old, so 7 years ago.
Did you have them when we did the show?
I think I had just
Right
gotten
after
them.
that.
I think I had just gotten them.
What was the reason?
Uh,
You couldn't hear. But I remember
Yes.
you being frustrated with me, and I really couldn't hear, but I didn't know it.
I was frustrated with you.
I think you were because
Yeah.
you'd have to repeat yourself honestly, so you can imagine my wife.
Yeah, well, that's how it started with me too. Because Phil was like, I kept saying
Jesus
what.
Christ, Karen!
I kept saying what all the time, and the TV was like at DEFCON 5, and he was like, you got to go get your hearing aid checked, and I'll tell you that story really quick. So I was 48, and I finally I'm like, all right, I'll go get a hearing test.
That's how I was, begrudgingly.
Yeah, begrudgingly, and I go, and they stick you in that booth, and I get the test, and I come out, and I meet with the audiologist, and Danielle Payman. Shout out to ENT Allergy and Associates.
That's who I went to.
Danielle Payman is my audiologist. Dr. Lauren Zaretsky is my ear doctor. The best team on the planet. So I go, and she's Dr. Payman. Danielle is like, oh, you have a loss in your left ear. And I was like, no, I don't. I go, run that test again. I go to her. She goes, no, Karen, seriously, you have a hearing loss in your left ear. You really need to consider wearing an aid just on your left ear. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I don't need hearing aids. Because for me, I was caught up in my head of being vain and not wearing it, right? So now I go back a year later. Now I have a hearing loss in both ears. Mm-hmm. And
Writing
it was
was on a wall.
Yeah, and
I wasn't so much that. I was afraid.
I had to.
Because I wear contacts. I was afraid of the maintenance aspect of it.
Oh.
I love my contacts because I throw them out every night because I like the daily. There's no such thing as daily.
Got it.
Hearing aids.
Okay. Do you believe that we're sitting here freaking talking about hearing aids?
That's the way it goes.
All right. So what kind do you have?
Oticons for $4,000.
That's what I have for $6,000. Mine are AI.
Oh, okay.
I just got the newest ones that have AI technology in them.
So this is great. Why don't these things sound as good? This is my big problem with them. They're great, by the way, but
I
why
love
don't
my
why
hearing
don't they
aids.
sound good for music?
Mine do. I stream music through mine.
So do I, but I mean, but they don't sound like amazing.
Like
There must be a
Bose,
reason
like
for-
Dolby,
yeah,
like when you
yeah.
have earpods in.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know because I think.
The frequency is for voice.
Yeah, and they're doing so many other things besides like streaming music.
Yeah, no, I think it has more
right?
to do with the frequencies that are important to voice.
So I just got these about 3 weeks ago. I was able to upgrade and get it covered by my insurance. So what happens is they start out at a certain frequency and program, and then AI is learning my voice patterns and learning how to adjust in different situations.
Very cool.
It was a game changer for me.
Yeah.
And then if you look at all the medical side of it, people that have hearing losses and don't really
Yes.
address it,
Go mental.
yeah, and you're more at risk for dementia down the road.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's not freaking happening.
Well, I
No.
was starting to withdraw.
You were.
Yeah, I was starting to withdraw a little.
Yeah, especially in dinner
At
party
home.
situations.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just why you
why?
know?
Well,
yeah.
why at home?
Yeah, I don't mean anything like devastating, like Jesus. But just, why bother going into all that, because I can't hear the answer. The other thing is what I was doing, my wife will attest to this. This was unbelievable. When I heard an answer back, I would guess the answer, and it would be so far removed from the actual word.
Like telephone.
It was insane.
Yeah.
So that drove her crazy.
Yep. I remember that. And
I would say, but my wife always brings up this point. I go, hot socks. It had nothing to do with,
Nothing to do with hot socks.
Yeah, nothing to do with hot socks.
No.
But that's a famous one.
That's awesome. That's all. I'm glad you have hearing aids.
Yes.
It's a game changer, honestly. And for me, it was not only being able to hear correctly, but also like in social situations, like when we go out to dinner, so.
But that can be challenging, right? Because
it's loud.
Yeah, but you have the front focus thing.
Yeah.
Well, the AI would change that.
Yeah.
It's all.
But
good.
I can
better.
adjust it, and I got all kinds of gizmos and gadgets in my hearing aids. If I get a phone call, I can stream. Pick up the phone call. It's amazing. And half the time when I am on the phone, if I'm out in public, people think I'm talking to myself because they don't even see ear pods. So they're like, look at this kook walking around talking to herself.
Yeah.
But then I go.
So cool. Yeah, it's a game changer. It's
like
a good way
that.
to put it. Yeah, absolutely.
So like what other medical things do you want to talk about
No,
now that you're
I'm
older?
good. No, that's it. With the medical, the eyes are good. Everything else is good.
Yeah. My son got LASIK surgery in June. That was interesting.
My son did too.
I watched it.
It's amazing, right?
I watched it.
I
Dr.
wouldn't have done
James
that.
Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
He's awesome.
Oh, I heard he's very good.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I
Why
watched
didn't you do
it.
that?
I can't now. I'm too old.
Really?
Yeah. My eye doctor said I am too old.
Okay.
Because they can't correct the reading.
Okay.
So she's like, don't even bother. So yeah.
So the other thing you've done since we've seen each other is you've opened a retail store, as we said, on East Main Street.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, was this because your reasoning that you said before that you wanted to get back into the community, or was Phil like saying, get the hell out of the house? And be honest.
Was he saying get the hell out of the house? No, but
Okay. Well, because he's out working. Why would he say that?
Complaining about my spending. So yeah. So I mean, is it financially driven? Yeah, of course. I mean, I want to make more money, but at the end of the day, I think also it's always been. I have always thought about my mortality. Always. I think because, I lost a lot of my immediate family young. So, like, I'm always concerned about mortality.
Sure.
And also about, like, the legacy, my legacy. Like, what is that going to look like? And Father Frank, if you ever go to Mass with Father Frank at Hope House, he doesn't say this all the time, but he literally will say, he said it a couple of times where he'll be like, what do you think they're going to say about you at your eulogy?
He said that?
And he says it like that. And it's kind of stops you a little bit in your tracks. Like, so for me, opening the store, that's part of my legacy,
Good reason.
And part of the legacy of me trying. So one of the things that I do say is that I want to help end chronic disease in our country. And I want to help educate and empower people to live better and to live more optimized and help end chronic disease. And that's the mission that I'm on for women and men, but mostly women.
So it's funny that we're on this subject because I don't know how I have a family chat. There's 6 of us in my immediate family, and this subject matter came up this morning, as I told you that, and old habits are very hard to break.
They are.
I'm so guilty.
They are. They are.
I'm incredibly not consistent in bringing health, all the time. I know I'm not alone at all.
No.
Believe me.
No.
And you don't have to, right? So,
no. Right.
But I guess from your perspective, if you can help even one person, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and it's all about it's all about progress over perfection. This is not about doing it perfectly. I tell everybody that potentially wants to work with me, this is not a diet. This is a lifestyle.
Right.
Like, And does it have to be perfect? No, of course not. That's ridiculous. And when I coach a client, I'm not going to tell you that you need to completely avoid sugar. I'm not going to tell you that you need to completely avoid alcohol. That's impossible. And that's setting you up for failure. But we've got to come back to some center balance. Like, I feel like, we've swung the pendulum so far in one direction with a lot of our healthcare system. And, and I have lots of friends and colleagues that are doctors and that are in the traditional space, and they are doing their best, and they are trying very hard to make a dent and make a difference. But we really, really have gotten into the business of disease management. And that is something that I want to change. And I'm not against traditional medication. Listen, as most people know that are close to me and you, I had thyroid cancer. I was 29 when I was diagnosed. I need to be on thyroid medication for the rest of my life. If I don't take levothyroxine, I would not be sitting here with you today.
Wow.
So I have to take it to live. But I also do other things besides that to balance my thyroid. So I just want people to just know that they have options. That's what it's about.
Right.
Like, just way
too easy to take some pills and go down a road.
Correct. Yeah.
That's
exactly.
very valid. Absolutely.
Just you got options.
So it's a retail store, but I see, for example, in the back, a beautiful website, by the way. You're doing some talking and some consultation.
Yep, consultations.
It even says book a meeting with Karen.
Yeah.
And so that's awesome. So it's multifaceted.
It's multifaceted.
And by the way, we should mention to people, this is where the old fountain water
used to be. Yep.
So that's easy.
146 East Main.
Yep.
And we do classes, we do workshops, we have book clubs, we have a retail side of our store, where we have products that have been all vetted and curated by me. Because again, it's all about, I want people to also have less plastic exposure in and on their bodies. I want them to have less chemical exposure in their skincare, their body care. We do meditation classes there. Cool. It's a little bit of a little bit of everything.
Tell me about plastic stuff. I mean,
God, man.
I always
microplastics
kind of freak out about even buying water in plastic bottles.
You shouldn't be.
And I don't. And/or freezing water. But microplastics are
don't freeze water in a plastic bottle,
right? Aren't they in the fish?
They're in our seafood.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So over the summer, right after I opened the store, in the Times Beacon Record, there was an article in there for, how they always feature Cold Spring Harbor Laboratories.
Yeah.
There's always like a page of what they're working on there, and there's a professor there that is studying all the microplastics in our water and looking at our fisheries and our seafood. It's there. And
we're ingesting it.
Correct. Yeah. And microplastics, you can't see it. It's at the microscopic level. It's in our blood, and it's there. So when you think about like endocrine disruptors, right? Those are all chemicals. Those are disrupting all our hormones inside our body, men and women and children. So, yeah.
That exists.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, so awareness again.
Yeah. And I feel I feel like sometimes I'm like the Grim Reaper, because it's like, I'm trying to get people to be aware.
Well,
but it's like I feel like I'm the Grim Reaper of food. I'm the Grim Reaper of like microplastics.
I'm going to introduce you to a guy. You might have seen him on Instagram. It's the funniest like sort of dichotomy of what we're talking about.
Okay.
He goes, he goes, so what about this hamburger here? I used to do blah, 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 blah. And it's the funniest thing in the world. And it's just crazy. I see your dog here. How many dogs do you have?
Where what do you want?
I'm on a page that's different than this.
Oh.
Right?
The dog? You want to talk about the dog? Yeah, you know what?
I want to talk about dogs.
Let's talk about the dogs.
Where's your dog here?
I don't know.
How did I get to your dog?
Oh, there. There's one. Oh, yeah, because that's a product that we sell in the store. That's an all-natural flea and tick repellent. So it's made from like all different kinds of yeast and garlic, and you sprinkle that in their food. That is a game changer from a company called Healthy Dog Milk.
Very cool.
Oh, it's awesome. I don't do any of that. Drops, chewables, Resto collars. I don't do any of that.
Okay.
On my dogs.
But your dog is a model, is where I'm going.
Correct. So, yeah,
How many dogs do you have?
I have 4 labs.
Why do you have 4?
Okay, so we have, well, we took 3 from the Guide Dog Foundation that I'm not allowed to say guide dog flunky, so we have to say career change. They went into a career change.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't go into a life
yeah.
of service. So I have a 14-year-old, a 9-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 3.5-year-old. So the older 3 came from the Guide Dog Foundation. The lunatics that we are, 3 years ago we decided to get a puppy, and that's Parker. He's the latest addition to the family. He's 3.5, and his nickname is the Terrorist, because I am like, he is a terror, and he is a terrorist. He's a terrorist.
But you love him.
I love him. And he has his own Instagram page. It's called Mr. Parker Doodle.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think he's got, I don't know, he got like 10 followers or something. Nothing crazy. But yeah, and so I have 2 Instagram pages, the Wellness Stop, obviously, PJ, but then my personal page is Karen Sullivan Wellness, and you'll see him. I will post pictures on there.
This is the oldest?
He's the youngest.
No, this one here.
Oh, no, that's
Middle?
That's the middle. Yeah.
They're
that's
all
the
black
middle one.
labs?
All black.
Incredible.
Yeah, all black. They all have different personalities. They're all quirky. But I cannot imagine my life without them. We have a lot of dog hair in my house, but we vacuum.
And it's all worth it.
It's all worth it.
And you probably got one of those like cordless awesome vacuums.
I have a Dyson.
Yeah, you need that.
We actually blew through the $2,000 Dyson. We needed to get a new one after like 6 months.
Yeah, I have one, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
14 years old.
Yeah. Yep. So clearly I'm doing something right. And all my dogs too, like, and I'm very proud of this, other than my thyroid medication, I am not on any traditional medication. And neither is my husband. So clearly I'm doing something right.
Yeah,
right?
that's great.
For the non-believers out there that, integrative functional medicine is not real. But my dogs too. None of my dogs are on any traditional medication either. Because usually at 14, there's a couple of things that they need
Especially
to start.
a dog this size.
Correct. Yeah. And they're all pretty good. And we get our food from Fetch at Patty at Fetch Doggy Boutique, and that's where we buy our food from. And yeah, it's clean,
She's
good
fantastic.
food. I love her. She's
That
awesome.
was the other thing that was changed since I saw you last, or since we did our podcast together. My 2 dogs left, one at 18 and one at 13.
Yeah.
And then we got Brody. Brody's a 4-year-old cream retriever.
I know.
So that you can't live without a dog.
And I remember Brody.
You do?
You used to do a lot of posting of him on Instagram. Do you still do it?
Well, I keep him private now.
Okay. All right. I got you.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
You're right. I haven't done. Well, he has his own page too. So
he does?
Yeah.
Okay. So
We'll put that in the background. You can follow my
I need to make
Brody.
sure that he's following what I'm following.
Yep.
I love cream golden retrievers.
Yeah, it's a
I
cream
love
golden
them.
retriever.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
How is he now? How old is he?
Amazing. 4.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the greatest thing we ever did.
Probably much more well behaved than my dog.
That was a COVID dog.
Oh.
And the story behind that, it's very simple, very quick. I'll tell you that after the 2 dogs they went within 2 months of each other, 18 and 13.
Yeah, because you had those little dogs.
And I said, "That's it, Lisa. We're traveling.
We're done.
We're done."
No dogs.
And it was the first time she basically said, she didn't say it, but she did it. She said, "F you, I'm not listening to you." And she went upstate and she got the dog. It was amazing. Paid for it and did everything.
What?
That's the best thing she ever did, to be
And
honest.
then came home with a dog.
She came home with a dog. Yeah.
Dude.
That's never happened even close.
Man, you guys got a strong marriage right there.
Yeah, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah. She was like, yeah, I'm not listening to you.
Thank God. Thank God.
Oh, my God.
So, again, we're the day before the election, the presidential election.
Yep.
Last times we were together was like 8 years ago.
I still can't believe that.
And 7, 8 years ago, whatever it was. And
Such a long time.
I early voted, and the lines were out. I
Where'd
still
you-
think they're
where'd you
completely
early
insane. Out east, I had a 3-minute wait. Nothing.
Did you go to that?
It's called Defense Hill.
Yeah. You went there.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
That's a secret.
I know it is. It was great.
Yeah,
And
well, my place over here is the Rose Caracappa Senior Center in Mount Sinai.
it was off the charts.
Yeah, like I would drive down the road and I'd look, and one day I was like, the line's not so bad. Let me go run my errand. I'll come back. Then I'd look again. The line was
constant,
now
right?
Oh, it was constant. Like all day long, and then the line kept getting worse as the week went on.
I wonder what tomorrow's
was
going
like-
to be like.
I
It
was
should
like,
be
forget
interesting. how much volume is there.
I hope not a lot, but
the best
but
early voting story was me taking my mother-in-law to the town of Oyster Bay.
Okay.
This is a great story. Long lines, but she's got a handicap card, and we pulled up, and she's 93, so
Yeah.
she's going to be 93.
Yeah.
So
she goes to the front of the line.
she went right to the front of the line.
As far as I'm concerned.
It was fantastic. And then we had, I want to shout out to Pacaro in Massapequa Park. Great Italian restaurant. We had an amazing meal, and this is a short story. Tom, the owner, came over, said hello to us like a good Italian host would, and on the way out, he says, just hold on for a second. And he came over, and he gave my mother-in-law a gift certificate. But this was really special. It was a gift certificate for $93, and he says, come every year. You'll get another gift certificate. I was like, it made her night. It was the greatest thing in the world. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
That was awesome, because think about it. If she lives for another 10 years, which she probably will, by the way.
Oh, hell yeah.
Then she's the happiest person in the world. He's the happiest because he kind of bestowed this goodwill on
Correct.
her.
Yeah.
It's all good, no matter how you look at it. But it's a great
I agree.
restaurant for those that are foodies.
Nice.
It's
Oh
good.
yeah,
It's good.
let's talk about
We
that.
could talk about some.
I want to talk about restaurants, music,
Yep.
and comedians.
Okay.
So what have you done over the last 8 years? What have you seen? What have you done?
I've eaten a lot of food.
Okay, me too.
I've eaten a lot of food.
Me too. Any good restaurants?
Yeah. What did I discover that was really, really good lately? I thought Elaine's was good.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know what you think about that, but
I've been there once or
I thought it
twice.
was good. I don't know how many other new ones I've been to, but I tell you what, I wish I did more. I just don't have the time. Is cook at home.
Oh, yeah.
So
I like cooking.
I was doing more of that.
Yeah.
But I should
You
be
doing?
doing.
Were you doing a lot of cooking during COVID?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, you were.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Now,
and that was.
Oh, I know why. This is
Okay.
what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
Here's the reality. This inflationary period we're in,
Yeah.
it's less money to just buy out. I'm not talking about going to an expensive restaurant. I'm saying, as an example, again, I'll give another.
Shout out to the Mount Sinai Heritage Diner. And also shout out to Phil Noto, who owns the bagel store next to Terryville Fire Department.
Yeah.
He has kept his prices affordable for people to have decent food, right? I'm not saying
like everything has gone up, but all I'm
right.
saying is, like, for example, I had an Italian hero from Catelli's in Center Reach.
Okay.
A great place.
How
It
much?
was massive.
Yeah.
It provided lunch and dinner for me and my wife for $13. And I'm
What?
saying to you, absolutely. I wish I had a picture of it. I'll try to put it in the background.
Say what?
It's the truth. And this,
Wow.
you could not make it for less than $30. You couldn't
Correct.
buy the item
Yeah.
for $30. And that's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah.
That you can't really go to the store and buy things
No,
for less.
groceries are very
Yeah,
expensive.
so it's a weird
very
place.
expensive.
But
Let's talk about
restaurants
yeah.
or music.
Yeah, so the Farm Italy, you went there.
I went there. It was great. I went
yeah.
there on New Year's Eve.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
New Year's Eve.
So my friend's the executive chef there, Sam Keimel. Amazing.
Yep.
He's young. He's
Yeah.
under 30. Freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
Love him. We ate at an Italian place in Brooklyn called La Nonna.
Wow.
Oh. In Williamsburg.
Give me that. I want to know about that. Okay.
So good. Yeah, and my go-tos are, Arlo in Northport.
Great.
Love them.
Yep.
And we eat in Huntington a lot. I love Huntington.
I love Huntington
because
too.
I love the Paramount, and we go to the Paramount, we go to dinner, we do all that. Oh man, comedy.
You love the comedy thing.
I do. Oh my God,
That's good.
I've
Good
seen
medicine.
Sebastian Maniscalco a bunch of times. We just saw him at Madison Square Garden back in
It's
September.
got to be like wildly wealthy now. I
he
always think
is.
about that when you
He
sell out
is.
an arena
He
and you're
is.
not a band splitting it with 5 guys.
He used to
Think about it.
He used to have trouble selling out Radio City Music Hall. Now he sold out Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
There's 20,000 seats there.
I know.
I saw him at UBS. He's so freaking funny, and I was a little skeptical because I've seen him 3 times, and I was kind of like, how much material does this guy really have? I got to tell you,
All new material last time?
It was all new material in September. I hope it turns into a Netflix special because it was really funny. The other person that most people know who he is Joe Coy. Phil and I saw him at UBS Arena. Kevin, I swear to God, I have never laughed so hard in my entire life. I thought I was going to throw up and pee my pants at the same time.
I think the comedian thing is very difficult, and so I give him a lot of credit. For them to be up there and entertain.
Funny. So funny.
You can't hide behind anything on that.
No. And we were like in this 6th row at UBS. We had great seats. So we were right up there. And I'm telling you, I have never laughed so hard in my life. Yeah, it was good. I love
What's the name?
Joe Coy.
Got to check him out.
Yeah.
Who else is great? Do you have go local here to Theater 3?
No, not usually.
Okay.
But I've done like the New Year's Laughing Eve. I've done that, and that's been really good when they do those. And music wise, oh man, oh God, Chris Stapleton I've seen in concert, Zach Brown. I just saw Post Malone.
How was that?
That was phenomenal.
Wow. How about Jelly Roll?
I haven't seen Jelly Roll yet, but he's on my list. Old Dominion, we went to Pennsylvania to see them.
You're not seeing Aerosmith anymore, kid.
No. Justin Timberlake, I saw him in this.
No, he's in Sag Harbor. He's still in jail.
When did I see him? I saw him in June. That's my 4th time seeing him. He's really good. He's a good entertainer.
Yeah, I heard
He
that.
just needs to get his head out of his rear end there a little bit.
How about Britney Spears? You see her?
No.
She's on Instagram every night.
And I haven't gone to see Taylor Swift either.
Okay. You're not a Swiftie.
No.
Huge influence.
No.
I'm not a fan, but
No.
huge.
No. I mean, I like some of her music, but no.
Okay.
Yeah. And Get the Let Out, Paramount. I've seen them 6 times.
You
at the
love
Paramount.
that.
Oh man, I love Led Zeppelin.
I know.
I love Led Zeppelin.
Thank God you keep them alive. Wow.
Dude, seriously?
No, I went through this period of guitar heroes at Patchogue Theater. I went to see Steve Morse,
Okay.
Eric Johnson,
Lovely.
and Al Di Meola.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. Al Di Meola had canceled because he had a heart attack, then came back. We were like, welcome Al. They came out. They said, sorry, he's got to cancel again. Food poisoning.
Oh Jesus.
So that was weird. Then he came back within 2 weeks and did it. So I don't know if people know those, but I'm a guitar guy. So
Yeah, I know. You love guitar.
I got that in.
And you're a fluent guitar player.
Yes, I've been known to play a little guitar.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
He's very good, by the way, everybody.
I gotta get back to my roots of cooking and guitar.
Yeah, and do a little riffing on Instagram. We need to see that again.
I know.
Do it.
All right, I will.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
good for the soul,
It is
that
good.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, it is.
I love that.
Yeah.
And cooking.
It's good for me too to get back to it. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Oh, this is some news that I wanted to tell you about because you know of him. My grandfather was a very prolific saxophonist, and who passed in 2008.
Okay.
This was incredible. We took the initiative to have a stage built for him in Main Street in Oneonta.
Oh, how awesome.
So that's being funded by the city of Oneonta after we created a GoFundMe for the initial design.
Okay.
I should mention our very own architect here locally, Andrew Thomas, was the designer. I'll show some pictures in the background. This is really big news for us.
That's
and
wonderful.
it will be constructed in
Congratulations.
2025. Yeah, it meant
I
a
love
lot.
that.
Yeah, 2025 it'll go up.
So obviously he lived in Oneonta, or what's
This last 22 years he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
New York City musician who moved to Oneonta
Lovely.
when I went to school. So
Okay.
Right on Main Street.
Love.
So
That's awesome.
It's a great legacy.
Good.
We're working on some other things for his legacy too. I won't release that yet, but
No.
It's local, so
Okay.
you can maybe guess what that is. So I'll be able to announce that soon. And
What about travel?
The
the last 7 years, you go any place good?
yeah, the 2024 was a good year for Nantucket, Sedona.
Okay.
There was one or two other places, so it was a good year for travel. Which
I went fly fishing in Montana
that's awesome.
2 years ago for the first time.
We're relaxing, right?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you probably want to do it again.
Yeah. Well, we did a fly fishing trip up in where is that? Pennsylvania.
Did you see Brad Pitt?
No, we did that in June. We fly fished with this awesome fly fisher woman named Anita Colton. She's one of a very few female fly fishing guides This woman is incredible. So it was me, my son, my husband. We went. It was great. We had a great time. And but the Montana trip was like one of those spiritual experiences.
Right. Yeah. It was that 2024 or 3?
2022.
So it was
actually.
right after COVID.
Yeah.
Let out. You went to travel.
Yeah, and we went. It was just me and Phil. We went. We were in Montana for like 10 days, and it was unreal.
So that spirituality must have been what people needed, because when we went to Sedona, we went to a wolf sanctuary, and we were playing with wolves for a couple of hours. So incredible.
That's all crazy.
Yeah. It was like, it was in this place that it was so remote, and
What?
I have pictures, I'll show them in the background, just being with the wolves, and then we had this like sage. And it was like I felt like an Indian. I told you, it was a very spiritual trip. It was great. Yeah, wolf sanctuary.
Were you doing a little ayahuasca and like
It felt like it.
And like a little like tent?
It felt like it. It really did. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. So everybody's going to Europe. Everybody's going to Europe.
Yeah, that's on my list.
So that's on the list.
I want to go to Italy. I want to go to Greece, but you know, not yet.
Yep.
You know, you got to really plan for that correctly.
Yeah.
But you know, I want to try and bonefish. So bone fishing is next on my list. So that you got to do the Bahamas, the Caribbean. So hopefully we can do that. Maybe, you know.
What is bone fishing?
What do you mean? What is it?
What the hell? What do you mean bonefish?
So it's a bonefish. It's a type of fish that's in the Caribbean, and they're.
I didn't know that.
So bonefish are.
I know the restaurant called Bonefish.
No, it's not that.
Okay, I don't know. I never heard of this.
No. So bonefish are they're very like almost like translucent when they're in the water, and they dart, they jet around.
Do you see the bone?
No.
Okay.
No, but they're very elusive and they are very hard to catch. And because, you know, if you think about turquoise waters, you know, with the glare and looking and seeing fish when you're fly fishing, any kind of fishing, they're very hard to catch. So you
like the challenge?
I wanna do
Edible?
that. Yeah, edible. Yep.
Yeah, I always want to eat when I'm trying to catch.
Of course.
Do you eat venison? Do you go deer hunting?
I do not.
Does Phil go deer hunting?
No. He hunts, but he doesn't. No, he will not. No, actually, so you know you remember, I don't know if you remember, he's got the meat allergy. He got bit by the Lone Star tick.
Yes.
This is why my family, we despise ticks in my family. I have like a visceral hate towards ticks. In Suffolk County, I got to tell you, they are not really doing right by us with our ticks here in Suffolk County. So, so Phil has the meat allergy. He got bit by the Lone Star tick 7 years ago. So he can't, no beef, no pork, no lamb. Pretty much he can't have anything with a huff.
Wow.
So venison is off the table for him.
Wow, that's a little bit of a banishment. He must...
he hates it.
Yeah, that would be hard.
He hates it.
Does he eat the Impossible Burger?
Yeah, but I won't
At Burger King?
Yeah, Burger King. I won't let him eat it because it's not the greatest.
Okay, yeah, I heard that.
It's kind of... you know, Beyond Burger's better than the Impossible Burger when you go in like ingredients like toe for toe, but yeah, we eat a lot of chicken in my house, man. Don't you see the feathers coming out the back of my head?
Yeah, chicken's great.
We eat a lot of chicken.
Okay.
A lot, but you know.
Yeah, he needs the protein.
He does, but his doctor actually wants him to go vegetarian.
He won't do that.
I don't know how this is gonna work, Kevin. He says to the doctor, "Are you kidding me? Like you're gonna take chicken away from me too?" He's like, "I might as well just slit my wrist right now."
Yeah.
He was like, "Really?"
I couldn't do that.
I can't.
I pretended to try to do it. It didn't
you
work.
did?
Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah.
no.
It was torture.
I no.
Yeah.
No.
Not after eating meat your whole life.
No, yeah. I can't either. I've tried. I tried to be like a vegan and a vegetarian. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I tried,
There's not much reason to not do it.
But I mean, I love eating a lot of vegetables too. But I don't know what it is. My body gravitates towards animal protein. And I have vegan clients. I love them. I have the utmost, like, they're so dedicated and committed. Because it's a lot of work to be a vegan and a vegetarian.
Yeah, it is.
So I like shout out, man, like do it, you know. But,
right.
I can't. I don't know. I like animal protein.
So kid, just like old times,
Yeah,
really
man.
felt, just back in the saddle, the whole deal,
good.
right? It's
I
great.
know.
It's great.
It
We were
felt
always
great.
very natural. Yeah, for sure.
It's so good. Like
sure.
we did not rehearse this, people. Like
No.
seriously, like we just showed up today and here we are. And
Thank you.
40 minutes of riffing and yickety yakking and talking, and it was great. And I'm happy to see you and see you
Very
happy
good
and
to see
healthy
you.
and here.
Thank you so much,
No, it's
Karen.
all good.
Great seeing you, kid.
You're welcome.